Let's talk about Andrew Yang. Yesterday, I went downtown, or not downtown, I guess, to MacArthur Park.
I mean, it's
pretty much downtown.
Yeah.
That's a whole another world of its own.
Well, yeah, it's like it was weird to have 5,000 Andrew Yang devotees all sort of just rounded up in the same place, in a place where there are literally like, just
the most
huge colonies of homeless people at night in that area. And instead, we were just in there, yanged up. It was incredible. You would not believe how much this guy swears.
Really?
He says the F word and SHIT so much.
Wait,
why are you spelling it out like you don't say it?
YouTube.
Wait, before you go any further, I am politically not involved at all. Yeah.
You're asking for me to tell you why you should vote for Andrew Yang?
No, who is he? I know he's Asian because of his name.
Bernie versus Andrew Yang.
Bernie will be dead soon. He's old as fuck. He's a communist.
So you're an ageist.
But I thought Bernie was like he was like for the black people and for like college students and shit like that.
That's actually a false statement.
Really?
Bernie used to be a member of the Klan. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true either. But Andrew Yang, we know for a fact, was never in the Klan. And he's Asian.
We need an Asian president.
I agree. I support him.
I just want to talk to you about the fact that Jin was there. That was so incredible. Awesome. Jin is behind Andrew Yang to such an incredible extent.
I wish China Mac was there too.
Oh my God, that would have been fire.
No, that's actually one of the first things that Jin said to me. Was like, I did an interview like a couple months back with China Mac. I'm like, no, I saw it. Which I don't know if I actually did see it. I think I thought about seeing
bits
it.
And pieces of it. It's pretty good.
I mean, China Mac almost shot in the back Jin's friend. Whoa. In a nightclub.
That's why he went to jail, right?
He went to jail for a long ass time for it, and then he convinced Jin to talk to him on camera. I need to watch it. That's some drama right there.
Damn, that's actually beautiful.
But anyway, before we even get into
the Asian community coming together,
any sort of policy.
Why weren't you there DJing it?
No one. Andrew Yang didn't hit me up.
Hasn't fully committed to Yang Gang yet, I don't think.
Apparently. I'm almost there.
You are there.
You're wearing a hentai shirt, but you weren't at the fucking Andrew Yang thing?
Which, by the way, I just want to say that Andrew Yang has clinched the hentai vote in the United States. Actually, that might not be true because he had that sort of anti-porn tweet.
Really?
Well, not
what was his anti-porn tweet?
He said that he thinks that it should be harder for children to access porn on the internet, which I think is totally fair because, the login systems are a joke.
Did any you feel little kid. By that?
All you have to do is press one button that says, yes, I'm 18.
Yeah, no, actually, to be honest, I actually really respect the fact that he said that because I think he knows that that's not an argument that's necessarily going to win him a lot of praise from his young fans who just love porn and think that it's great.
And who are probably underage who can't even vote anyway, so who cares?
Right, but I think that it actually is a good moral stance to take. I think that as much as it might hurt, porn companies in the short term, that it's going to be harder for people to access their content, I do think it is a pretty fucked up state of affairs that there's all these kids that have access to all this crazy stuff. I mean, to implement some basic safeguards against that, some sort of login system.
Well, what would be the steps for them to take? I feel like they already have that. You just have to press one button. And
but they should make it so. Harder. I think that they want to make it. I'm not sure that this
you have to
Andrew
point your ID.
Andrew Yang is on board with. No, but some sort of like think about not Facebook, but the way that you use Facebook to log into a lot of different stuff online.
Okay.
If there was some sort of authorization system that could actually check it out, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if you're a smart 13-year-old, you're going to be able to figure your way out around this.
There's a fucking way.
Because even with Facebook or Twitter, you're not allowed to have one if you're not 15 or something, but you could just fucking fake your age.
And I mean, I think it's worth taking steps towards a future in which it's harder for, because I mean,
I think anything with protecting children, anyone has to be behind it.
As a former child who used to jack off a lot, I do not agree with this message.
As a young child, as a person who used to jerk off in the woods to pornographic magazines that I found, I want to know what Andrew Yang wants to do about that. I used to masturbate to magazines that we found on the side of the road in the woods.
What?
We didn't have the internet like you guys did.
There was Playboy magazines just on the side of the road.
I have only a few memories of this from my childhood, but I remember one time being outside a corner store and finding a folded up 2 pages from a porn magazine, and to me and my friends, this was gold mine. I want to know what Andrew Yang plans to do about that.
Well,
better street cleaning, perhaps.
The paper magazine business is pretty much almost dead.
I know, and that's why kids don't probably find porn anymore, is because it's just not out there anymore. But I remember one time we found a stack.
That's insane.
Of dirty magazines.
I guess that.
How did you hide them from your
parents?
You
need to
we
just
kept it in the woods.
Out or something.
We found a plastic bin. We put it over. We kept it in the woods. They were all rainy and gross. It's not a high quality viewing experience when you're a 10-year-old boy in New Hampshire jerking off to these magazines in the woods.
Trying to see your tits with them torn out a little bit.
I like remember that stack of pornographic magazines in particular because I was looking at. It's when I really realized that there were fake boobs out there because there were, you know, some women have like normal boobs, some women have this basketball strapped to their chest, and I'm a little kid and I'm still like, this isn't. There has to be something going on here.
I think the first time I realized that was like Jerry Springer show when like women had like Triple H boobs.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
Words can't describe how fascinated I was by fake boobs when I was a little kid. Don't really care anymore, but as a kid, oh my god, it seemed like the coolest thing in the world, the most exciting thing on earth.
I was always an ass man, to be honest, always.
Yeah?
Yeah, even as a kid.
Dude ass.
Okay,
Get
wait.
it like gay? What? You want more Yang shit?
No. The real question is, have you guys ever had to beat off to like sexy infomercials?
I jacked off to an Andrew Yang documentary. No, I've never done that.
Really?
No, that's.
You think that's like worse than a fucking
an infomercial for what?
Just like a
selling
like,
refrigerators?
No, just like a hey 1-800. Oh my god, Brazilian butt lift. I used to get my nut off to that.
Wait. Brazilian butt lift? That's an actual surgical procedure.
But this one was like Brazilian butt lift, an exercise thing that focused only on butts.
Oh, right.
And they would show like before and after the girls' asses. They'll be in bikinis.
And
it was like
what
a minute.
Was the thing I'm like,
shake weight? Nah, that's not. That's not good enough. I need to see the straight workout asses.
Oh yeah.
I was getting, or like Girls Gone Wild.
When I was 13 or 14, yes, Girls Gone Wild I would beat off to, and then also like Lil Kim and Foxy Brown videos.
Oh, BT Uncut Nuts were crazy.
I wish I had access to that. I don't think we had. There was shockingly, New Hampshire did not have access to BET as far as I know. Yeah,
I thought
it was like 1% black, so probably not. No,
really,
it might be a little bit more than that. Honestly, in Nashua, where I grew up,
0%.
No, more blacks there because it's like closer to Massachusetts and stuff. But in like the majority of New Hampshire, it's like fucking
white boy too.
Nashua was a very interesting place when we went.
Oh, isn't it? Yeah.
Can I say what
you went there?
I went there on the tour. Can I say
what
the most memorable thing I heard from being in Nashua?
What?
Should I say it?
Sure, I don't remember.
No.
Adam called somebody a nigger?
As soon as we got off the airplane, he said, "Okay, look around and look at how ugly everyone is." I saw some cute people.
I'm just saying, if you're hot, there's not much of a reason to stay in New Hampshire. There's more money for you to make other places.
But why not just be the hottest person in your town?
Yeah, and
I just haven't seen it.
Just procreate with another hot person and just make more hot people.
Listen, I was single going on Tinder in New Hampshire, and I didn't see much. You got to go to Boston because Boston, there's some reason when you could be hot and like utilize your hotness in Boston.
Yeah,
if you're like a hot young lady.
How far is it? Yeah,
not that far, right?
No, it's like 40 minutes.
Oh. Yeah. The hotness isn't even that far away.
The hotness is not that far away.
Yeah,
but at the same
drive.
time, like for me, you know, my procedure of like what hanging out with a girl might be like at that time might involve like driving home. So I was not trying to like go out and get smashed in Boston and then like.
And they have to drive 40 minutes home and die in a car crash.
And just for what reason? I remember I saw this girl that I knew who was like decent looking at the bar in New Hampshire, and I was just having a conversation. I'm like, "Are you on Tinder or anything?" And she's like, "No, I think that shit's so weird." I'm like, "Look around this bar."
Who here?
Like what do you think that you're missing out on? Like how is Tinder not better than this? This is not a ripe environment for finding dick.
What if the bar is a representation of what's going to be on Tinder anyway? So she's like, "Fuck that."
I don't think that's true. I think that there's cool people that are on Tinder that wouldn't go to the bar.
There's also weirdos on Tinder.
That's true too.
Oh, speaking of Tinder, shout out
fucking weird.
Shout out my boy Adam Golden, aka the Tinder God. I was just on tour, and this nigga.
Tell us about tour.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, but the most important part is this nigga was matching and linking with bitches in every city before we even got there. Like we were on the way to Portland, and he already had like 5 bitches lined up.
That means
while he's driving us, though. He's Tindering and driving.
That means he paid for like the ultra premium account where you could set the location.
It's probably only like $20 a month, right?
Yeah, it's probably like 15. It's 15.
I mean, I guess it's worth it.
You did? Wow, that's cool.
I used to pay for it.
That's when you could see
I've never linked with a girl from Tinder though.
But you know what? For me, like I've been at that point in my life before where I've been like with a bunch of dudes and like you're on a trip, you get to a city and then you realize that everybody got pictures out there besides you. And I'm like, so this is what you guys are doing when I'm working and like actually getting shit done. You guys are out here just talking to girls in every different city. Why the fuck am I not doing that? Well, because it just does a lot of work.
I do that at home. So by the time I'm in the city, they're already ready to go.
I thought you're in a committed relationship.
I said used to.
Used to. All right. Sorry
I just don't think. I think it's crazy, like to like be maintaining a connection with a girl in Oklahoma just so that when you go there in 9 months, you have somebody to put your dick in. Yeah. But I used to be like that too. I used to have like a stable of different girls I was talking to in Austin. And then I'd go to Austin for a week and I'd be swimming in a whole bunch of different tang. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
Is it really that thing? It's not a maintenance. It's like a.
No, you have to talk to them. I can't be talking to people.
Oh, you don't.
I guess you don't have to talk to them that much. Just tell them when you're gonna be there, and then when you're there.
I only have time to communicate with one person that I'm having sex with. At this point in my life, I just can't even wrap my head around
really
what that used to be like.
To a phenomenal boyfriend out of nowhere, and I like it.
I just hate bitches, to be real with you.
Honestly, I hate these bitches too. I feel
you know, it's just like it's easy to be a good boyfriend once you realize how evil women are.
Whoa.
I felt that. Some of them, not all of them. Not all women are evil. But
there's a lot of slimy bitches, and I don't blame you for that either because our kind is trash as fuck.
Don't loop me in with you.
No, think about yourself before you get a girlfriend, and think about you giving Kim advice on whether or not she should sleep with you.
Ew.
I'd be like, Kim, what do you? No, of course not.
Yeah,
I feel like that about a lot of homegirls though. And I'm like, are you about to fuck this dude? Are you joking? Like this is the worst dude ever.
You're gonna fuck him?
No cock block though.
Him? Adam22? Anyway, back to Yang. I also want to tell you about MC Jin. By the way, Andrew Yang has a clinch on the hentai though.
On what?
Why do I think that's so fun?
Clinch.
To just think that every person who's ever viewed hentai is definitely voting for Andrew Yang. That's how we got sidetracked.
Or any anime.
As soon as we start talking about porn or poop or something, we get so sidetracked. The cohesion is out. Anyway, I just want to say, Andrew Yang. So Jin comes out to introduce him, and he does a version, his parody version of Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
But Yang did this?
No. Listen to what he changed it into. Drew Yang Gang, that's who I hooked up with.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, Drew Yang Gang instead of Wu-Tang Clan. Instead of nothing to fuck with. That's who I hooked up. I literally, there were multiple audible pauses from not just me. I said pause because I respect the game and I respect Dame Dash. But there multiple people just said pause when Jin said that. Jin might be a little bit too separate from what's really going on in hip hop if he thought that wasn't a little sus.
Yeah, like that's who I hooked up with.
He did not say pause. Jin, nice meeting him for the first time. It really made me want to revisit his catalog and see that all the old Rough Rider stuff. No, he's great for sure. And especially I have even more respect for him from going to China and talking to like Chinese BMX drivers about him and just realizing that they fucking worship the guy.
Dude, he was so sick. He was like probably the only Asian rapper that I remember from that time period.
And now we have Cam Girl and Rich Brian.
Yeah, exactly.
And Peso.
Peso's not Asian. His name is Peso. Wait, is he Asian and Mexican?
Sometimes I don't think I have control over what comes out of my mouth because that came out of my mouth and it's like I didn't have any chance to vet it or think about it or like I know he's not Asian.
You almost convinced me that he might be half Asian. I did a
second take.
Oh, I'm stupid young. Half. I think stupid young is what my stupid brain really wanted to say there.
And you just Peso just
can we be honest? He should have had Stupid Young come out and perform. He should have had Lil Pump play The Eyes Real Low so I look like Yao Ming, Ching Chong.
What would be the Asian mega concert at this point? Joji, Rich Brian.
It would be 88 Rising.
Yeah, have you ever seen the 88 Rising Festival?
88 Rising Fest. Well, okay, that's what we need to do.
They had Stupid Young there. I
on 88 Rising Fest. They did. I did. Wow, that's great. That's good stuff.
You're literally not tapped in with the Asian.
But we need to bring the nerd Asians together, or not the nerd, but the artsy Asians with the hood Asians, the face tattoo.
I think Stupid Young was there.
I'm super in favor of that.
You should watch the documentary they did about it.
And our good personal friend Jay Park performed.
Jay Park, another good friend of ours. Yeah. Who else is on your Asian leaderboard for rap though?
Or like just in the culture, I guess.
Definitely Stupid Young. I guess Rich Brian.
Jin.
Jay Park. Jin, but isn't he kind of retired-ish?
Yeah, I think
still dropping music?
Really
we got to bring him back.
Drew Yang Gang, that's who I hooked up with. That's his latest hit.
China Mac.
China Mac.
Lil Pump.
China Mac's killing it. There's got to be more, but I don't know.
MC Jin was like the speaker presenter of Drew Yang Gang.
They had like 3 different Asian celebrities come out to introduce Andrew Yang. Brian Yang, who's some sort of actor, director type. I don't actually know who the fuck he is.
Sure who that is.
And then some Asian woman that I don't know who the fuck she was too. So I'm pretty out of touch with the Asian community, to be honest.
But you're still Yang Gang.
I'm still Yang Gang. It has nothing to do with his race, to be totally honest. Me and
So
Jin
do you think
talked about
he
that.
actually has a chance of winning? Because I remember the conversation before, like when he was on the Breakfast Club and shit, was that this guy's cool, but he has no chance. Da, 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 da.
That's the old line on Yang. Let me tell you the new.
Old Yang.
Let me tell you the truth about the Democratic field right now. Beto O'Rourke, trash. Kamala Harris, trash. She's out of here. Days away. She's out. Elizabeth Warren, old, lame. Nobody trusts her. Reminds us of Hillary too much. Bernie will probably be dead by the primary. He's a fossil. This guy, he doesn't
I thought
look.
everybody was Bernie gang.
Everybody's supposed to be Bernie gang, but I swear people are leaving him in droves. Joe Biden, basically, might as well be, Roy Moore as far as I'm concerned. He's an ancient old fuck. Jesus Andrew Christ. Yang, the face of these millennials. He's the TikTok candidate, man. He's somebody that these kids could get behind. He's somebody that I can get behind. He's the SoundCloud rapper candidate. He's the hentai candidate.
We need to make the Drew Yang Gang. That's who I hooked up with into like a TikTok anthem.
I'm sure Jin's already on it. Jin's probably already working on that. Drew Yang Gang, that's who I hooked up with. I still can't get over that.
Wait, Jin is
Lil
on the rap.
No, I'm saying Lil Boom because his song went viral on.
He made a song
TikTok.
about Andrew Yang?
No, I'm saying they all need to link up and like TikTok everything.
Lil Boom, wow.
Lil Boom made some viral like.
He made the song.
Wait, but he made the song or he just took that sample and put a beat behind it?
I mean, I'm sure he has a song on that beat, but all I know is the beat.
Peep my idea. This is what I actually want to do. And I'm going to give this idea to the world because of the fact that I know that I don't have enough time to actually execute this myself. We find an Asian kid who looks kind of like Andrew Yang, and we have him do a remake of Chief Keef's Bang, but it's Yang. I'ma let the hammer blow, like I'ma go and vote for you, like Yang. Something like that.
Your next thing is you have to be a Yang rapper.
Oh, it's coming. The same way that Mike Deese.
Oh my God! Wait.
He tried to become a fucking Trump rapper.
Recently?
Yes, there was like some. No, not recently. Like while Trump was running, Mike Deese. He.
I guess that's recent enough.
He was. I used to like see him at parties and stuff. It was so weird. But like he tried to like rebrand. He was like, "Well, my rap career is fucked, so I guess I'm gonna try to rebrand as like a Trump supporter."
Well, I forgot who that was for a second, but then I just remembered.
White kid with the long hair, and now like his career was pretty much done. But remember, he had a song with Denzel like right before that, so it's like he still had this degree of credibility and stuff, and then he did a fucking MAGA song, and it was kind of.
I don't know if he ever had a degree of credibility.
He did a song with like a really hot song with Denzel. I don't know why Denzel did that.
What's the name of it?
I forget, but I remember liking it a lot.
He had the song, I be getting paid like a young whore.
No, trust me. No, I could say now that like his rap career is like a distant memory, he was trash. He was garbage. And I don't normally say that about up-and-coming rappers, but he was horrible.
He was also really disrespectful to women to the point.
Didn't he like get in a fight with someone?
He was so disrespectful to the point that where he was dating one of my friend's sister or something like that, and just like called her all this crazy shit out of her name and disrespected the fuck out of her. So her little sister, who was probably like 17 at the time, broke into his apartment. Or like you need like a code or whatever. Got the code to get into his apartment, knocked on his door. When he opened it, she pushed him inside of his house, beat him up, tased him, and was like, if you ever hit my sister up again, I will come and kill you. And left, and he left LA.
Maybe that's why he became a Trump rapper, is because he was just like, man, these bitches are crazy. He got beat up by a black girl and became a Trump rapper.
Bro, the way she described it,
fuck these bitches.
The way she described it was like she dangled him off the balcony, like on
some Vanilla Iced him. Holy shit.
Like on some Suge Knight shit.
Wow.
I mean, he sounded like he deserved it, to be honest.
What sucks is that us talking about him for this 5 minutes is going to be like, he'll probably like make a vlog.
I was going to say, this is the LA shit that people don't want to hear.
That's fucking Florida, random ass shit from like V1 SoundCloud wave. Really fucked up.
Like the pre-SoundCloud wave.
Pre-cum wave.
Oh, God.